Media outlets are probably making you think that the housing market is collapsing, or is it actually stabilizing? There are opportunities out there with new construction homes to where you can get into a home at interest rates below 4%. Believe it or not, I've seen it. It's absolutely crazy. So there's a ton of opportunity out there, and down payment assistance programs may be the reason that you can actually get into a home before the new year, given that this is your best opportunity to buy right now if you are looking to purchase a home. My name is Johnerson. I'm with the Modern Agents with eXp Realty here in Denver, and I've been selling real estate for the last 2 years. We have a team of 4 amazing agents able to assist you in your home buying and purchasing process. All you have to do is reach out. Our information is going to be down below in the description. Feel free to book a meeting on my calendar there, or reach out via text or email, or give me a call. Happy to assist you however we can. Today, though, we are diving into the Denver Metro Market Report for the month of December. And we're going to be going over all of the relevant stats that we usually cover in these videos with a little bit of a twist. So let's dive right into it and get into the stats. All right, first thing we're going to dive into is your active listings at month's end. We have 6,253 active listings, which is actually down 14% month over month, and it's up 178% year over year. Now, the next step we're going to be talking about, or next stat we're going to be talking about, is your closed homes, which was 2,877, and that is down 18% month over month, and that's down 46% year over year. So we're seeing a lot fewer closings. However, this is something that we do see with the seasonality. If you take a look at this chart, you're going to see this is a very common trend for this time of year. We're going to be seeing a dip in closings, and then we're going to ramp back up as we go into the new year. So if you are looking, now is a great time. You're not going to be fighting nearly as many buyers. Everyone's taking the time off for the holidays. Now, your average close price was $657,610, which is just down barely 0.2%, and it's up 4% year over year. That first one was month over month. Now, your median close price was $565,000, which is down 0.5% month over month, and that is actually up 4.5% year over year. And your average days in the MLS is still 34. It's still a very, very hot market. Things are still moving really, really quickly, which that means at 34 days, we're up 21% month over month, and we're up 126% year over year. The last 2 years was nothing normal. Things are starting to normalize and stabilize, which is a really good sign. However, I want to stress this. We are still in a housing shortage, and we have a ton of buyers in the age range of 28 to 38 that are going to be the majority of our buyers over the next 3 to 5 years. And there's just not enough inventory for them right now. Builders are not actually building enough inventory to keep up. So it's still going to be tough here in the coming years to purchase a home. Now, I like to touch on the average and median prices of attached and detached homes. So we're going to dive into that right now. So your detached homes, the average close price for those is $732,437, which is down 0.5% month over month, and that's up 4% year over year. And your your median close price for those detached homes was $615,000, which is down about 1% month over month, and it's up 2.5% year over year. Now, your attached homes, your townhomes and condos, you're looking at an average close price of $472,126, which is down 0.7% month over month, and that's up 6% year over year. Now, your median is $410,000, which is actually up 1% month over month, and it's up 5% year over year. So a lot more people in that entry level. It's kind of putting a little bit of pressure on that market. I would say driving up the median close price on those homes. All right, so the few of the things that I touched on in the intro is that 3-2-1 buy down product, which it seems like everyone is talking about. And yes, it is a great product, and I'll be the first to say, if it makes sense financially for you to take on a 3-2-1 buy down, then absolutely. And what I mean by that is, at the current interest rates, not your bought down interest rates, can you still make the payments? That's what you need to look at. Because if you're not able to afford the payments at the actual interest rates, then you're just gonna find yourself in a really tough situation when, after year 1, your interest rate goes up another percent. And then after year 2, it goes up 2%. And then you're not able to make the payments, especially if you're not able to maybe get a raise or hired at a different position where you're making more money. So I like to say, look, you have to evaluate at your current situation, and if you can make the payments at the actual interest rate that we're at today, then 100% it's an awesome product. Take advantage of it if you can. Now, a lot of builders are offering this too, which they have really great lender incentives, and sometimes they can get you in rates down below the 4s, believe it or not. It is absolutely crazy. I've seen interest rates of 3.99%, but that's only in year 1, so keep in mind about that. Now, down payment assistance might be able to allow you to get into a home, and I know that a lot of people are curious as like, what are some products we have here? So in Colorado, we have CHAFA. Now, CHAFA is a grant, and what that's going to allow you to do is actually get money given to you in order to help in the purchase of your home. It's not free money though. It's money that needs to be repaid if you ever sell the house or refinance the house. And I want to be very clear about those two things. People think it's just free money, and it's not. However, it is very good if you need help getting into a home and you plan on holding on to it for a very long time without refinancing it. So if you need help with anything around these issues or all of these terms that all of these agents are throwing at you, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to kind of walk you through how it can, maybe put you in a precarious situation. I don't want you guys to be in a spot where you're hurting when you could have avoided it in the first place. Feel free to book a call with me or book something down in my calendar. It's down in the description. But let's jump into some national headlines. The National Association of Realtors buyer and seller profile came out, and the typical first-time home buyer's average age is 36, which is the highest that it has ever been. So what does that mean? Well, it means a lot of people are not able to afford a home until much later on in their life, because affordability keeps kind of getting out of reach, especially with all of the inflation that is going on and everything that's going on in the world. It's just making it a little bit tougher for these first-time home buyers to be able to get into a property. And I touched on this earlier, the largest group of buyers that we're going to be having over the next 5 to 10 years is going to be those people that are falling in 28 to 38 years old, and they have the lowest number of delinquencies. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity in there to be eligible for a home purchase or a refinance, which is great news for those falling in that age range. It's going to be a lot easier sort of for you to get approved or to be able to refinance just based on the demographic. In October and November, we saw the highest interest rates we have ever seen since 2000, which was 7.37% on October 20th, and then 7.29% on November 4th. We haven't seen rates that high since 2000, like I just said, which is pretty crazy. However, a lot of things have been stabilizing, especially with the drop in interest rates. The other thing that I want to touch on is the new conforming loan limits. They have been raised again, and in Denver specifically, we have a conforming loan limit of $787,750. So that's going to allow you to get a lot more out for a conforming conventional loan. Now, for some local news, the Department of Veteran Affairs actually has declared some counties are in the Denver metro area. They're going to start needing to get termite inspections done, which is the first time they have ever required this. It's not something super common in Colorado, especially around the Denver area. So this is something new that we're gonna have to keep an eye on, especially if you are a VA client. This is gonna be an extra inspection that you're gonna have to get if it does fall into one of those counties. And the mayor of Denver, Michael Hancock, has an ambitious plan to actually create 125 miles of bike trails or bike lanes here in the Denver area in order to allow people that are kind of living within a 2-minute ride or a quarter mile of these things to feel safe and commute on bikes, which is going to lower the overall traffic that we do have in the Denver metro area. So that'll be really cool to see how that plays out. The plan is to have that done by 2023. And it looks like we're going to actually exceed the number of bike lanes that were originally planned. So that's a really cool thing here in the Denver area. And one thing I do want to touch on, which I love looking at, is the number of active listings and the average of active listings over 1985 to 2021. So for the month of November, we average about 13,800 listings here in the Denver metro area, and our low was actually last year with 2,248 listings, and the high was 27,350 listings in 2006. So that just puts things into perspective that we still are very much in a housing shortage. We just don't have enough listings for the amount of people really looking to buy. Yeah, sure, closed homes are down. However, that's very common for this season of the year. And I think we're going to see a lot more people entering back into the market. Like I showed in that graph earlier, it still is trending up despite it being, you know, it's a higher low, and higher highs. So we're going to keep seeing closed homes continue to push up, especially as we go into 2023 and move forward. I appreciate you guys watching this market update. If you have any questions, again, my name's Chad Johnerson with the Modern Agents here in Denver, and we're just looking to help out however we can, provide value for you. So if you need any information, don't hesitate to reach out, book a call, schedule something on my calendar. Always available, love to chat and see what's on your mind. However, you're gonna wanna check out this home that we toured here recently. It is such a stunner. Appreciate you all so much for watching the video, and we'll catch y'all in the next one.